Well, this is it, everyone. This is the last overview that I will provide for this chapter. It's chapter 11. You made it. Congratulations. I know that some of you took this class not because you necessarily were interested in it, but primarily because it fulfilled a GE requirement, and I'm okay with that. But I do hope that even if that was the reason why you took the course, as opposed to those of you who took it because you thought it might be interesting, I hope all of you, regardless of which reason you took the course, learned at least one or two things that will be helpful to you in your life, whether that's in your career, with a friend, with a relative or other family member, with a coworker, with a classmate, with your friends, with a significant other, with your neighbor even, possibly. Who knows? But I do hope that you did learn something, a couple concepts at least, that were helpful to you. This course was not designed to change your mind about everything. It was not designed to get us all to agree on everything, but I hope that you kept an open mind and that you learned some things that are useful to you. I do want you, as you study this chapter, to consider the four types of change that the authors of the text suggest. There's change at the personal level, at the individual level. That type of change is focused inward, whereby we think about how we think and feel about other people around us. We may say one thing when we're around others and think something secretly. So reflection, thinking about how do we feel about the world around us and the people in it, and how did we learn these things? And are there any things that maybe we want to unlearn? Because remember, racism, prejudice, thoughts, stereotypes, all of that's learned. No child pops out of the womb with all of these ideas in their heads. They've got to learn it from the people around them, from the society around them. There's also change at the interactional level, change that it means that you engage with others in discussions, with discourse. It could even just be as simple as talking to a neighbor and someone you wouldn't normally talk to. Just being open to different types of conversations that you might not have been before. Of course, there is the institutional change. That takes something more. It takes all of us to push for institutional change. And we are seeing a lot of institutional change in other states. Personally, I think a lot of that institutional change is not helpful, but that's just my opinion. We can agree to disagree on that. And then, of course, there is collective action, whereby we come together with other people who have similar ideas about how we would like to make the society we live in a better place. And maybe we join one of these organizations or go to a protest or a march, etc. There's something that I hope to close with, I will close with, and I hope you really carry it with you and think about it. The authors of the text cite the 80-20 phenomenon. That means 80% of social change results when 20% of the population works toward those changes. So the question I will leave you with is this. Will you be part of that 20% and maybe make it 30% if enough of you do it? Or will you be part of that 80% that lets everybody else work on this stuff? Something to think about. I hope that you learned in this class. I hope that you did enjoy learning some of the things, at least in the class, and maybe I'll see you in another class. Bye.